Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Collection Mania Monday and we have our Soucolor colored pencils. I have these in a wrap and they're one of the first sets of Soucolor that well, it is the only set of Soucolor that I ever bought. It is the 72 color set that originally comes in a little cardboard tube. They're remind me quite a bit of the Castle Arts colored pencils. I'm just going to take a quick look here because I can't remember if they are oil or wax based in the originals. Um, and they still have them available. They're like $19.99 and there's a $2 coupon right now for the 72 set. Just reading. I can't remember if they said they were oil-based or wax-based. I think they are a wax-based pencil, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Yes, they are a wax-based pencil. Okay, so they are a wax-based pencil, and like I said, they remind me a lot of the Castle Art colored pencils. This is the Soucolor Soft Series. They are numbered, they are not named. And we'll take a quick look at the pencils themselves. I'll switch on over to the close-up camera here. As you can see, it says Soucolor Soft Series and then the color name and dog hair. My house is full of it. So there's the color number. They are not named, but they are numbered, which is perfectly fine to me. One thing that I have noticed about a lot of named pencils is that the name runs right here, right where your pencil holder is going to be covering it. So this does have from your whites into your yellows, into your peach tones and pinks, into your oranges and reds. I don't know why this hot pink is way down here, same with the gold. I have these in numeric order so that it's easier to find things. Into our blues, into our greens, in our aquatic greens, more of a turquoise greens. Um, Down here it has a couple of weird different colors that just don't belong there, along with the purples, and then into our browns. Like this orange doesn't belong there, that belongs up there, but its number is down here. But then we go into our browns. It only has two grays, a light gray and a dark gray, and then a black. So we're going to look at the swatch chart. I'm going to move these pencils over. And as you can see, I have re-swatched them on my own swatch chart and did the coloring with them. And they do color really nicely. They color, like I said, they remind me of the Castle Arts. I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera so you can see the colors. This is white, and I put it on a black background so that I could actually see how transparent it is, and it's very transparent. Then we've got our yellows. It has a really good range of yellow, from really light yellow into a darker yellow. Same with the oranges, really light orange or peachy tones, like this is more of an apricot, into your peach tones, and then into your pinks, and then into your oranges. And like I said, there's an orange way down here that I think should be up here. But, and then we go into our red, orange, and a red brown, and then into our reds. It's only got two actual reds, and then it goes into this gray tone, gray brown tone, uh, odd red violet. It just seems to be a little everywhere. And then it has a little bit of a burgundy color there. And then we have our selection of blues. And it has a wonderful range of blues. So it goes from really light to really dark. And it gives a good light, medium, and dark variety in the blues. Same with the greens. It goes really, really light. This really light one here should be over here as far as I'm concerned. But it goes really light into our darks. This dark one should be here. It has a couple of issues with their numbering. Not a big deal. Like these blues here, this blue here I would put up here, but these are the aquatic colors. So having them together is perfectly fine. And then we've got some grays. This is a medium gray. This is a green gray. I know it doesn't show on there, but there is a lot of green in there. And then we go into our purple and orange, and then into our red purples and our darker purples. The one thing that I didn't like about this set is it only has one really deep purple. And it's not even a really deep purple. It has a lot more red to it than blue. So it's one of those colors that I can use, but I would rather have something else. That kind of color. And then of course there's this pink here that should be up in the pinks. This brown here that should be over in the browns. Now this is a red brown, almost a burgundy brown. So it could go either which way. And then we have our light browns, and once again, there is a really good selection of light, medium, and dark browns, as well as our orange browns, which is, terracotta color, and then the grays. These two grays here are, this one here is a lighter green gray, this one here is a darker green gray. This one here I was distracted, so I colored it the wrong way. But, whatever, it still works. And then we have our black. And as you can tell with the colorings, it laid down quite smoothly. I didn't have to blend it with a blender stick or a blender pencil. The colors are quite vibrant. I didn't blend this one, so I was going to blend it for you. This is a Derwent blender, just because it was the closest one to my hand. The Derwent blender is quite dry and usually used for blending an oil-based pencil, but it works quite well on the wax-based as well. And as you can see, it blends things together quite nicely. They blend very nicely. They blend with themselves really, really well, and that's the main thing, is to have them blend with themselves. If I don't have to use a blender pencil, I don't. So, there are some instances, like if I want to use a wet medium on this, I'll use a blender pencil to coat that color, like with the Caran d'Ache. You use a Caran d'Ache blender pencil on anything and it becomes waterproof, which is awesome. Now, of course, as you all may already know, the Caran d'Ache blender stick 2-pack is being discontinued. They're not eliminating it at this point, as far as I know, the blender stick. They're just mixing it with a blender pencil. I don't know if in the future they intend on phasing it out or anything. But yeah, I got panicked and I bought a whole bunch of them. So I'll never run out of those. I'll never have to buy another blender again. But they keep on fluctuating up and down in price, so keep your eye on the price. Um, and grab them when they are lower price because like I said, when things start selling out, the price starts going sky high. So, as with anything. All right. So, as you can see, they blend quite nicely. They color very nicely. Um, the range of colors is awesome. For a 72 set, it covers everything that you want it to cover. This set I purchased, oh goodness, let's see, when did I purchase this? Let's look because yeah, it's been a while. I do believe about 4 years ago. So let's see. I think I archived the order. Oh, maybe. Uh, um, yeah, I archived it. So it's let's go from there up. Wow. It was so long ago, I can't find it. Let's see. Now I'm going to have to look little by little at, let's go here. So I purchased them approximately 2018 by the looks of this. Yeah. My goodness. 2017 or 2018. So quite some time ago um, is when I purchased this set. And as you can tell from the pencils, I don't use it a whole lot. And that's because oh, well, it's not because I don't like the pencils. It's because I have a problem. I have issues. When I first started collecting colored pencils, I started collecting the smaller sets. And because they were cheap. And if I could buy them on a bargain, I would. And then I'd buy a new set and buy a larger set and so on and so forth down the road. And as things progressed and sets started getting larger and larger and more in the higher qualities artist grades, the more these smaller sets and lower grade pencils got stuck away and brought out every once in a while to use. And unfortunately, this is one of the sets that got put in my carry case for camping and whatnot. And because we haven't gone camping in, well, since the pandemic, um, it has been hiding away and I had to actually search for it. So it hasn't been used in a while, and I was quite happy and quite pleased while doing the swatch sheet um, to find out that they are still very, very nice pencils. They still lay down just as well as they did when I got them. And like I said, they remind me a lot of the Castle Arts colored pencils. So the colors, the numbers, the look of the pencils, everything like that all reminds me of the Castle Arts pencils. So we will be coloring with them today. Of course, we will be coloring a hug because we are still in September and it is hug number hug number 13. So we will be coloring this hug here. So we will be using the Soucolor colored pencils, and I will read off the numbers as I'm coloring. So for those people that want to color along, they can if you have the Soucolor pencils. Now, the numbers and names on these pencils, well, no names because these pencils don't have names, but the numbers on these pencils are not going to match your Soucolor 180 set. Those are a completely different thing altogether. Just saying. So if you find that I'm reading off numbers and you can't find that color, or you start coloring with a color that is not the same, I apologize, but the Soucolor set that I have definitely does not have matching numbers to the 180 set. Now, with that being said, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start with her hair. And I'm going to start with some browns. So let's grab number 68. And 68 needs to be sharpened. So we're going to do the dark areas first. Because these are a wax-based pencil, they blend well together. You can pretty much start anywhere. They're not going to hold their point as long as a oil-based pencil does, but they still do pretty good. I'm just going down her braid here first with number 68 because I want to make sure that I have that showing. Then we're going to come out from the braid and just little flicks in the darkest of areas. Now, okay, so I am assuming that all of this is her hair. No. Where does her hair end? No, that's her cape. So her hair must end under his hand here, is what I'm assuming. So I'm just going through and doing the darkest areas of her hair. Alright. And hopefully I get it right because I can't tell where the end of her hair is. I think it ends underneath his hand there, is my assumption. Now we have her braid there, so we know this part here is curved in. Same with this part here, it's curved in to pull into that braid. Sorry, I'm going to turn it here for a second. I'm trying to make sure I go in the same direction with all the flicks so that they don't go out of place. Making sure that I have those deeper areas in the braid showing. As well as around the braid itself. Okay. All right, now we're going to take number 4 and we're going to sharpen it to a good sharp point. And we're just going to work off of the darker areas here. Not trying to get too deep into the light area because we'll be adding a different color there. Okay, I need a little bit more of that dark down here. And that's the great thing about colored pencils. Oh, that's not even... I went too far. Went too far. That's the other great thing about colored pencils. You can just erase it. You make a boo-boo, it's all gone. And of course I'll be going back through the darker areas again. I put down a light layer just to allow me to put down this layer as a darker color. Now, where did I put it? There it is. So I'm just going back and forth a little bit with the dark brown, which is number 68, and number 4 at this point. And this looks like the Beauty and the Beast type of hug. Just trying to make sure that our dark areas still remain dark. And if you find that your dark areas are getting too light, just go back over them. It's all good. Now I'm not completely lightening up all of the areas because, like I said, I'm going to be adding another color to those areas as well. Just extending that dark and changing that color just slightly. And for any areas that you find that it may have taken too much of the dark out, just go back in and add a little bit more. Alright, now we're going to take number 63. And we're going to sharpen it. And we're going to blend it all together and give those light areas their light yellowy brown color. We don't want it too yellow, So I'm just doing this really, really lightly. And I'll brighten it up a little bit if I need to. Okay. I'm just going to take this number 4. I'm just going to brighten up a couple of different areas. Just a little bit. And then we'll take number 68 again. And I'm just trying to get all of the levels at a good point, that it looks like hair, not like a bunch of colors on the page. Okay, so there's her hair. And I've missed a little bit of here. There we go. Make sure we get all the different areas there. That's better. Alright, so that is those colors. We're going to stick them back in here just so that we don't lose them. And I could put them in my colored pencil holder, but right now it's got other pencils in it. So now we're going to do her skin tones. And we're going to start with number 7. And we're going to use number 8 and number 11. So we're going to start by putting down a light layer. I could have swore I just sharpened all of these. Seems that I didn't sharpen them well enough. I'm going to turn on this light here. Maybe not. It's a little dark, a little bright. Alright, and then we're going to take, so that was number 7 to start. And then we're going to go in with number 11 for the darker areas. Now these are really, really small areas, so you may definitely, well, not even may, you're definitely going to need your pencils to be quite sharp just to get into those areas a little bit better. Now I'm just going through with number 8 and finishing up her skin tone around the edges of her face. And then we'll go back in with number 7 and blend it all together. Now if you find that you haven't put enough of the darker color in, you can add some more. Like I said, that's the great thing about colored pencils, is as long as you don't use too heavy of a hand, which sometimes you find that you do, um, you can definitely add more color. You can do that with markers as well if you do it properly. I don't know how to do that properly. I've seen people do it and it's awesome, but I can't do it. Alright, so we're going to start on her cape. And I think we're going to do that in pinks. So let's start with this really bright pink here in the folds in the dark pink. Not sure. Hate it when I can't tell what something is. Makes it difficult. Makes it more difficult to figure out what you're doing. I don't know why I decided this is pink. I know that her gown is usually yellow, but but that's her gown. That's not, her kneeling and hugging dress. Maybe she was out riding. And the beast needed a hug. So this one here is number 26. I almost forgot to tell you. But like I said, if you have the Soucolor 180 set, they are not going to match number wise. And I cannot guarantee that the new Soucolor 72s are also going to match. I have had that issue before with an old set of pencils where I called out numbers and they didn't match anything. I think it was the Artezas. Or Arteza, or however you want to say it. Oh, I just colored his finger pink. He's going to have a pink hand. That's his hand. He's got a pink finger. Concentrating so much on getting her areas done. I didn't see his finger. Well, I saw his finger. I just didn't see it as a finger. There we go. I think we've got all of the curves and whatnot. So now we're going to go in with a lighter pink. And this one is number 12. We're just going to fill that in blending that color all together, getting some of that deeper pink blended in. Now I am using a bit heavier of a hand here just to get those colors to blend together a little bit better. You know, I could use a light hand and just put layer after layer down, but I tend to press a little harder with wax-based pencils than I do with the harder tips of a oil-based pencil because they smush. And you can get those colors just to blend together to create a new color, but still give the heavy areas the proper shadow. These definitely don't smush as well as the Prismacolors, of course, but they still work pretty good. And like I said, when I first bought these, when I first brought them into the collection, I had not purchased any Castle Arts. So when I purchased the Castle Arts, they reminded me a lot of these pencils. Alright, I'm going to turn the page here just so I can go in the same direction as the lines. Because if you color across the fabric in the wrong direction, sometimes you can end up with it looking choppy. Fabric is somewhat the same as hair. You can, instead of flicking, you can cover it in full swoops and whatnot, but you usually have to, it is best to follow the lines and follow the direction of the fabric instead of going across the grain. I know I could have probably done her, might have been better in red, but you know. Meh. Alright, so now for her gown, which is under everything else here. So let's see, what color should we do that? I'm going to just blend a little bit here. Got a couple of white spots there. Just taking some of that color and moving it around to fill in other areas that I may have missed. Alright, that's better. Okay. Now, our dress. I think we're going to do that in yellows. So we're going to start with a dark yellow. Up in the dark areas here. And with as dark as he has the dress, more than likely it's not supposed to be a yellow. But yeah, that's what we're going to do it as. It'll probably look better as a different color. but meh. I think that's supposed to be. That's supposed to be pink. Pink, pink, pink. There we go. So I'm using number 6 for the dark yellow. And like I said, you can follow along or you don't have to. If you have the Hugs book, thank you very much for joining. This is, of course, a hashtag that was done by a whole bunch of different wonderful people. Amazon Tammy, Ashley Colors, Angie Clarkson, and Shell Artie are the lovely ladies that started this. And of course, because I'm an overachiever, um, I thought they had already started when I first got the book, so I started right away, and they hadn't started yet. So I have committed myself to coloring 100 hugs in 100 days. But the hashtag that we're working on right now, which is what I bought the book for in the first place, is a Hug a Day September. And like I said, I'm an overachiever, and I thought they had already started, so I started my hugs, and they hadn't started yet. So I apologize profusely for starting too soon on their hashtag, but I am making up for that and doing my own hashtag as well and coloring all the hugs in the whole book. Because, yeah, I made a boo-boo. Alright, so that's the dress. Lovely yellows. And her shoes, we're going to do black, of course. And I need some gray. Oh, there we go. And of course I need to sharpen everything because nothing is sharp in my world. So we're going to use a light gray and black. On the shoes. So I'm just putting the light gray down first, so that when I go over it with the black, it will stand out. And then we're going to take the black. Go around and do the darker areas. Seems I have broken a tip. It's like, why does that look all wiggly? Because I broke the tip. Alright, that's better. That's better. heel to her shoe here. And she's got some pretty little things there, so let's see. Do we have any? I need some gel pens. So I'm just going to grab a gel pen and we're going to do her little flowers in some gel pen. Yes, I know my gel pens are all in a bucket right now. Well, these ones are anyway. And because I gave away the holder that they were in. And Bob has not printed me a new one. There we go. I want this one. I want this one. So I'm just doing the little rows on her shoe, as well as the little under part of her shawl, her dress there. I don't know if you can see it. And I think I want, that was more of a metallic kind of, trying to decide if I wanted a glitter. So let's put a little bit of silver in it. There we go. I think that looks all right. Okay. And I have to go through those and put them away at some point. So there we have our shoes. I'm just going to make sure that I put in that edge there. Like so. Alright, now his outfit. Well, let's do him first. And we need this one here, I think. Number 62 for his hair. And I think number 66 as well. So we'll start with 66, and once again, just doing in the direction of the hair, trying to make sure that we get some dark in there. Now I'm pretty sure that's his tooth. So we won't cover that with brown. We won't give him brown teeth. take number 62. Had a broken tip. Get off there. His hair is everywhere. It's all over. And with curly hair like this, I don't flick a lot because it's just everywhere. And following the direction of the hair sometimes can be a pain when it's all over like this. So I tend to just put down a base coat of the dark and go over it with the light, and then go back over it with the dark and do some flicking at that point. So we're going to grab that dark again. We're just going to, I think I want it darker than that. Let's see, let's grab a little bit of this black. Do up in his nostril. His eyelids. Alright. Take a little bit of this. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just gonna define those areas just a touch more. Alright, I think we have our beast. Well, his face anyway. Then we're going to take our white and we're just going to put a little bit of white here. We're going to color his tooth and his horn. Now his horn, I'm going to color it the white, but then I'm going to go back in with number 5. And I'm just going to color the darker areas. And then we'll go over it with the white again. Spread it out a little bit. There we go. Same with on his tooth here. Just gonna, there we go. Alright, now, of course I've got pencils everywhere now because, yeah, I don't put anything away. Now we're going to go in with number 36, which is our dark blue. It's almost an indigo blue. Let's try not to break it. Tips don't like me. And we're gonna didn't see that, Evelyn. Okay. Oh, I missed his feet. So these are his feet. And I still didn't color his hands. So that's his foot there. Okay. I assume this is his other. Okay, hopefully I'm assuming right. So I'm just going to finish this part of the jacket. Then I'll go back in and do his hands and his foot. And I haven't watched Beauty and the Beast a whole lot, so I'm not well versed in all their colors they're supposed to be. But that's okay. I have an imagination. Oh, and that is her hair. So I need just a couple of, there we go, that's better. Make sure I don't get the ruffle on his sleeve here, because that's usually white. Alright. I'm going to take a bit of black. Same with down here. Just going to use the black just to define the digits. Like that. Same with back here. I'm going to use some black. Well, it helps if I use some black, not some blue. That's fine. A little bit of blue, a little bit of black, yeah, lots of brown. We're all good. Now let's see. No, that's black. This is blue. And this is why I put my pencils back in their case when I'm done. Alright. I think I've got all the dark areas done on his jacket. So now we're going to change it up and go to a different blue. I don't know why I want his jacket to be blue, but I do. Try to go in the direction of the cloth. It's hard to do sometimes. Alright. So I hope everybody has lots of wonderful plans for the week. Of course, on Wednesday, we will be finishing off the color and chat with our work in progress Wednesday that we started on Saturday with Larissa. Larissa has finished hers. She's a quick colorer. She did that quick. I have not. I ended up having a bit of a migraine, so I don't know why I keep on getting these migraines, but I want them to go away. Hate migraines. But yeah, so Larissa has finished hers. Of course, for everybody that hasn't seen Saturday's Color and Chat, Larissa is a wonderful YouTuber and one of my administration on my Facebook group. So if you have any problems on the Facebook group, you can talk to Larissa or myself or Penny or Davissa, and any of us will be glad to help you out. Larissa, Divissa, and Penny are there more often than I am sometimes. Sometimes I'm there a lot, sometimes not so much. Because sometimes life takes over. And that's when, I can't get a whole lot done. So we're going to take number 51, which is, I think it's 51 that I want. Yeah. Which is a bit of a greeny gray. I want that little bit of blue tinge. Just trying to think if there's another blue in there, but I don't see it. That would work. Nope. So we're just going to do this one because it does have a little bit of that blue tinge. And I'm going to do his pants white, and then these little bits on the down here are going to be gold. So because I'm going to do his pants white, I need to do the gray for the shadows. And the only other light gray I have in this set is a warm gray, and I didn't want a warm gray. If that makes sense. If not, I'm sorry. Alright. And same with up here on the cuffs. They're going to be white with the gold in it as well. So I'm just going to do the shadowy areas. Like that. Okay. So then we're going to take our white. It's here somewhere. There it is. And we're just going to color everything in white. Could have probably done it pale yellow as well, but white works. Okay. Now we need the gel pens. Let's just spill them all over the place. So I need a gold. This one? Yeah, this one will work. So I'm using my diamond gel pens because they have a really fine tip on them. I'm just filling in that band down his trousers. And his buttons. There we go. Now the same thing on his jacket here. Just going to fill in the designs. The best we can. edges of his cuff. And there we have it. All right. I think that's most of the designs all filled in there. Just going to go down the edge of the cuff here, and the back side there. And we want to do there, and she has an earring here. And there we have it. Alright, so there we have our hug of the day. I'm just going to take some greens and do the grass. Alright, so hopefully everybody enjoyed the hug yesterday. I know there may have been a few spots in there where my husband was a little loud, and I apologize. But, life happens. I can't make them quiet all the time. I try. But there are just sometimes they're just noisy. And I'm just going to take a lighter green. That's not the one I wanted. I want this one. So the first green I used is number 41. Now I'm going in with number 47. Hopefully you can see it. And we're going to take number 41 and we're going to go under her edge here where her shadow is going to be. And there we have our hug. Alright, so I'm going to switch over to the main camera so you can see the hug of the day. And this is hug number 13 of Hug-A-Day September. I'm going to grab my pen and we're going to put the date on it, which is September 13th, 2021. Hug number 13. And let's see. Hug number 26 out of 100 hugs. Alright, so there we have it. I'm going to move him up here just so you can see him a little closer. I don't know if I can make it sparkle. There we go. A little bit of glitter there. in his pants. You can see the sparkle. At least you can see it in his pants. He's got sparkle in his pants. All right. So that is Hug-A-Day number 13 out of 30 for Hug-A-Day September, and number 26 out of 100 days of hugs. So there's number 26, and here we have number 25, which is also number 12. And here we have number 24, which is number 11. And of course, I am going to be going through and coloring all the ones that I've missed because I'm doing the ones that are registered for Hug-A-Day September. This is number 11 and number 23. And there's so many in here that are just so cute. And here we have Pinocchio and Geppetto. This is hug number 9 out, and hug number 22 says, "He's more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same." And then we have hug number 8, which is also hug number 21, which is Father Time and Baby New Year. And then we have the Alice in Wonderland hug, which is hug number 7 and hug number 20. And then we have our gorgeous little, um, I call them elves. They also can be called jesters. I've done them all in metallic colors. I don't know if you can see that, but they're in metallic colored pencil. And this is hug number 6 and hug number 19. This is hug number 5, the Hugging Wizards, and hug number 18. And then we have hug number 4, and it's just gorgeous. I just love this hug. It's a wonderful little ballerina hug and a fanciful gentleman. And then we have, that is hug number 4 and hug number 17. This is hug number 13 and hug number 12. Wonderful bugs. And this is hug number 3 of Hug-A-Day September, which is a wonderful, wonderful hug of goblins. And it says, "I would always rather be happy than dignified." And then we have, of course, our polar bear hug and our unicorn hug, which is hug number 11 and number 10. And our gentleman hug, which is our lady and gentleman hug, which is hug number 9 out of 100. And then we have our lovely forest creature hug, which is number 8. And our fishy hug, which says, "Words are easy like the wind. Faithful friends are hard to find." And it's catfish. They're hugging catfish. And then we have our cousin It hug and all his friends. And our flamingo hug, which is, and then we have this one here, which is day number 4. And then we have this one here, which is day number 2. So this is day number 4 of 100. This is day number 2 of Hug-A-Day September. And this is day number 1 of Hug-A-Day September. Isn't it cute? Just such a cutie pie. And of course we have our wonderful daddy hug, which is the 3rd hug we did. And we have this lovely kitty and owl hug, which says, "One word frees us of all the weight the weight and pain of life. That word is love." And then of course we have our very first hug, which is a wonderful little bear hug to a cute little girl. And so far, those are all the hugs we have done in 100 Hugs by Chris Riddell. I hope you are enjoying this series. It will continue until all 100 hugs are colored. Of course, Hug a Day September has certain ones already picked out, and those are the ones that we're going to be coloring all the way through September. Once again, I want to thank the girls very much for their wonderful hashtag and apologize for jumping the gun on it. Um, of course, if you want to see other hugs, make sure you go to Amazon Tammy, Ashley Colors, Shell Artie, and Angie Clarkson. They are all also completing the hugs for Hug a Day September. As for the Soucolor colored pencils, as you can see, I've made a mess here. They are a very lovely set of colored pencils. Um, this is one of the first sets of pencils that I ever bought. Um, Before I bought oil-based sets. So my husband bought me my Crayolas for Christmas. And I do believe right after I got the Crayolas, I bought these Soucolors because they were really, really inexpensive. And I wanted more colors. Well, I wanted more pencils and nothing to do with more colors because the um, set that I had was the 100 Crayolas. So it was that nothing to do with more colors. It just had more to do with I wanted more pencils. I really like pencils. Um, I do want to just give a little mention. Somebody mentioned the condition I have on my skin. Yes, it is psoriasis, and yes, I do have psoriatic arthritis with it. And there are some days that is a little bit difficult, but I work through it, and coloring has helped me a lot in working through that. Sometimes it's a little hard, but definitely have to work through it. And I have been self-conscious about, the movement of it on my skin. It is getting a little bit worse on my hands. And I do put creams and whatnot on it, but sometimes they just don't work. And with COVID going on and that sort of thing, I have not had an opportunity to get back to my dermatologist because she is on a leave of absence. I do believe, if I remember correctly, it was her husband passed away from COVID. So getting in to see my dermatologist has been a little bit difficult as well. So, yes, I do have psoriasis, and yes, I do have psoriatic arthritis that goes with it. Just letting you know, I'm not dying of anything, honestly. I'm not ashamed of it or afraid of it or anything. So, yeah, definitely if you have questions about anything that you see on the channel or on any of my videos, including my own personal uh, hands and whatnot, let me know. I do get issues with my fingernails and stuff like that because of the virus. Well, the conditions that I have, because they're not viruses, they're just conditions. All right, guys. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this wonderful Soucolor Collection Mania Monday. And of course, the 100 Hugs from Chris Riddell um, will be going on every day until all 100 of them are colored. Other than that, until tomorrow, please leave me comments in the comment section below on what kind of things you would like to see me do tomorrow for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck with whatever I show you. And I'd rather you tell me what you want to see because I come up with all sorts of things that you may not want to learn. All right, guys, until tomorrow, thank you all very much for joining me. Of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and join me anytime I do put out a video every day. I am live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So just come hang out, visit for a while. If you enjoy what you see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Um, of course, memberships are live. So if you want to, support the channel financially, just hit that join button. There are all sorts of perks that come with membership. Um, and of course, some extra perks that I throw in along the way, because you know me, I just can't add more stuff. Well, I could, but it's just not me. So if you want to join me in the memberships and that sort of thing, just hit the button below the video, hit the join button. I do have 3 different tiers of membership, unicorns, mermaids, and fairies, each with a different value. All right, guys, until next time, relax, color, and stay safe. Until then, bye bye for now.